Hey Libra, how's it going? My name is Dre. This is your reading for September 2017. Happy birthday if you are a September Libra. Um, so I'll just get right started. Thank you guys for if you got a reading, if you want a reading, just email me. So in the center of the reading we have the World. I'm using Tarot Apocalypses. Queen of Wands. Ten of Swords in reverse. Nine of Wands. The Devil in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse. Strength. Two of Swords in reverse. And the Prince of Swords. I love that card. Outcome, we have Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Additional card, we have the Tower in reverse. So I remember last month's reading being really positive for you guys. Mainly because, the sun was in your 11th house, which is the house of higher network, so higher network social friends or whatever. So I feel like a lot of you guys are probably connecting a lot, as well as Jupiter still being in Libra for a couple of months. I have to check when it goes into Scorpio, but but as we're going into the transitionary period again, with the sun being in Virgo now in your 12th house, that's time for you guys now to sort of see where you've been for the past year. Try to understand, have you come any closer to what your goals and what your dreams and what your wishes are? What are you holding on to that's keeping you from excelling? And what effort can you put in to make that actually happen? I'm getting the sense that maybe for some of you, it's a tough decision to make where you probably don't want to be the one to where the decision comes down to in terms of your destiny, but that's really what it is, because we have the Ten of Swords here and the Two of Swords here, and they're both in reverse. So that's essentially like, it's a now or never sort of moment for whatever, especially, because these are swords. So it's really in terms of communication. It's in terms of expressing yourself, saying what you feel, and as well as your thoughts. With the Devil here in reverse and with the Tower here in reverse, maybe there are people around you, maybe there are situations around you that, you've been sort of on the fence about. You haven't really been, because I feel like for some of you, you've wanted somebody to come around or to show a different side of themselves, or you're expecting somebody to, I don't want to say apologize for something, but, make up for a mistake that they did in the past. And it's something that you haven't forgotten, and it's something that you haven't entirely let go of. But at the same time, I feel like waiting for that closure is only going to, make you unsatisfied, especially if it doesn't come out in your favor with this Eight of Wands in reverse. You could be waiting, you could have your hopes set too high, when it comes to like a reconciliation, or when it comes to, because all these cards are in reverse, it's just telling me that there's somebody you already know. And, because they're wands and swords, communication with other people, you guys only have one pentacle, no cups. So, and few major arcana. So yeah, it's all about you guys and the people you're talking to, and, sort of like how to reestablish those connections that you feel like have been lost, but understand that some of these have been lost with good reason, because you're trying to come into this moment with this Queen of Wands of like owning your shit, owning and declaring who you are and being unapologetic about it, and understanding. It's important to understand too that while Jupiter has been in Libra, Jupiter, the planet of luck, expansion, I'm sure a lot of you have probably met new people during this time. This is really annoying me. Or some of you have I'm sure some of you have met new people during this time, a lot of good friends, or you might have met a significant other, and at the same time you probably lost friends. But I feel like you've gained new ones in place of that. Um, and I feel like you just want to stay on that good track. You want to stay in a position where you're able to just do what's healthy for you and what's right for you. And to understand that, it's been tough this year for Libras, and that you've come too far to let all this progress go to nothing, and that's what Virgo season is really showing you guys while it's in your 12th house, that, you might feel like there are things that you miss, or that there are things that you can still fix, that there are still things that you can connect with, that you can bring into your life again and make better. And in some instance, that is the truth. But I feel like in another instance, at least when it comes to what's best for you in the immediate short term, like I'm talking going into Libra season, it's probably just best to just be your own. To be around people that have your back, have had your back for a while, trusting what they're saying, especially if you're asking for feedback. Like, if an ex does come back, ask them, like, is it a good idea for, me and so-and-so to get back together? Or, what do you think about so-and-so? And, and Libras are investigators. So I feel like if there's anything shady, or if there's anything sort of suspect about any sort of feelings you have about somebody, be willing to either call them out on it or act on your instinct or your impulses and just be like, I don't want that in my life. And I feel like that's probably the best route to take, because people underestimate how strong Libras are. Yeah, they underestimate you guys' fortitude, because I feel like you guys see most aspects of human nature and of people that other signs don't really see, because they're not as engaged in wanting to understand. So I feel like you guys, it's important to know, again, I remember telling you guys this in the beginning of the year, boundaries are really important. Understanding, what makes you burn on the inside, what makes you passionate, what gives you your juice, what gives you your joie de vivre, isn't for everybody. And you can't make people you can't make people be your friend, and you can't make people, especially if you really like them, and it's hard to sort of draw that boundary between they're not the perfect one for me, or they're not good for me at all, so I don't need them as a friend or as a lover or as a partner or whatever. This can be, I'm talking about just people in general. It could be like career, business relationships, not really business, but business, career relationships, people you work with, like coworkers, or friends, or people you go to school with, people that you're dating, people in your family. I feel like when it comes to the people in your life in general, and whichever avenue or whichever box that fits the most clearly in, it's time for you to sort of be like, I've had enough. You've totally changed. You've totally changed from where you were a year ago. I feel like if you haven't been in a place where you're more confident about saying what you believe and saying how you feel and standing in your convictions, now would be a great time to sort of get familiar with that before we get into Libra season, and where you'll really be in your own element, and you'll be more able to bring people into your life that don't want to do you any harm or don't want to do you any disrespect. So I really feel like it's important. And it's important to understand, to take hints from people that they give us, to understand when we're not connecting, when we are connecting, and understanding that, again, what's good for us isn't good for everybody else, and vice versa. You know, somebody might want you to sort of go along with what they're doing, or sort of do, you know, sort of follow them, and do all these, any sort of crazy BS. No, just know yourself, Libra, and know what it is you're aiming for. And if you don't know what you're aiming for, get familiar with it. And that's all I have to say about that. So yeah, I pulled an additional card from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck. And so we have appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. So if you are feeling down, or if you are feeling like isolated, or if you are feeling like, you're not really connecting with people in the way that you used to, take that as a sign that, it's time for you to sort of reinvigorate your life with a different kind of love. A love that you haven't been giving yourself, a love that other people haven't been giving to you, because I'm getting the sense that you're just sort of outgrowing all of this, which is great, Libra. You and Aries and Cancer and Capricorn, you all are dealing with these planetary influences differently. But I really feel like for you guys, it is all about, mastering your own sense of personal identity, and using that as a tool to attract all the people in your life that you want, all the friends, and the lovers, and the business contacts, the network circles of friends. I really feel like that, being more empowered in the words you say and how you say them, and your perspective on everything as well. I really feel like that is going to be hugely important going forward. And you need to use that to your advantage, and not let anybody really take advantage of you in that respect. So yeah, thank you so much, Libra. I will see you guys next month. Happy birthday again. So yeah, bye.